So you're planning to move to the Space Coast and the city of Melbourne, Florida keeps popping up on the radar? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over some things that you should know about the city of Melbourne. So stick around. My name's Larkin and I'm a real estate agent here on the Space Coast. And when I'm not making videos like this one, I'm helping people buy and sell real estate. So if you have plans on making a move soon, I'm here to help. Let's get on with the city of Melbourne. So Melbourne, Florida, it is Brevard County's second largest city, only behind Palm Bay, Florida. Most recent census shows population in Melbourne is about 85,000. City of Melbourne is divided up into 5 zip codes, most of which are in the city of Melbourne itself. The 32940 is actually the north end of Melbourne, which is unincorporated, also known as Vieira, Suntree, or Baytree. And the 32903, even though it's city limits, is actually a little sliver of land beachside off of the O'Galley Causeway. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll go over home prices and sales in all 5 of those zip codes so you have an idea of what it costs to move to the city of Melbourne. Melbourne is bordered by the city of Rockledge to the north, city of Palm Bay and West Melbourne to the south. On the east side of town is the Indian River or Intercoastal, and on the west side of town is the St. Johns River and Lake Washington area as its borders. So the city of Melbourne, if you want to live near the beach but not on the beach, Melbourne is a great option. You have 3 causeways that'll connect you from the mainland to the beach that gives you very quick and easy access to our sandy shores, which are the Melbourne Causeway, the O'Galley Causeway, and the Pineda Causeway. You could be on the beach in minutes. Besides being close to the beach, you could live on the Intercoastal. You could live on some of the tributaries that take you to the Intercoastal. You could have a house that's on a lake or a pond. On the west side of town, you could be living either on Lake Washington itself or some of the tributaries that lead to the St. Johns River too. If you're looking for new construction, Melbourne's got you covered. If you prefer turn of the century older homes, those are options there too. And really any age home in between the early 1900s to present day, Melbourne's got you covered. You want to live in an HOA? No problem. If you don't like the sounds of living in an HOA, that's cool too. You're looking for space and acreage, lots of options in West Melbourne where you can have goats, you can have chickens. I've even seen some cows in people's front yards right along Harlock Road. There is great accessibility to the city of Melbourne. You have 5 exits off of I-95, 3 of which I've already mentioned, the Melbourne Causeway, the O'Galley Causeway, and the Pineda Causeway that'll connect you to the beach. Also connects you to I-95. The 192 exit that connects you to the beach, if you just continue going west on it, that'll take you all the way to the St. Cloud and Kissimmee area. And then running north and south, I've already mentioned I-95, but you have US 1 that can take you as far south as Miami or as far north as Jacksonville. So what do you think of the video? Go ahead. Hit that like button. If living in a city that has an international airport is important to you, then Melbourne should be a consideration. Melbourne Airport is located just north of 192, and they have 4 major carriers flying from Melbourne International Airport. You have American, you have Delta Airlines, you have Allegiant, and you have TUI Airlines as well. The city of Melbourne is fighting hard to be one of the stops on the Brightline high-speed rail that's connecting South Florida to Orlando and eventually Tampa. They are leveraging the Melbourne International Airport to be the reason why it only makes sense to make Melbourne a stop, while the city of Cocoa is leveraging proximity to the port. So do you have a preference on which city wins, Melbourne or the city of Cocoa? Let me know below. Either way, I think it's a win-win for Brevard County. City of Melbourne, Florida is known for its high-tech, aerospace, and engineer-type jobs. Embraer Air, they've been building airplanes in Melbourne at the airport since 2011. Other well-known corporations in the area are L3 Harris, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, just to name a few. Melbourne puts you great proximity if you are going to be stationed or working at Patrick Space Force Base thanks to the Pineda Causeway. Even working at Kennedy Space Center. Now you're going to have a little bit of a drive, plan on about a 45 to 60 minute drive from Melbourne to the front gate at the KSC, but it could be an option if you don't mind a little bit of a drive to get to and from work. Do you like the idea of having a vibrant downtown or a nice walkable areas for bars, restaurants, and trendy shops? Most cities would kill just to have one in their city limits, but the city of Melbourne They've got two. You've got old historic downtown Melbourne off of 192 that has fantastic restaurants and shops, some great old architecture to go and enjoy. And you also have the Henniger Center that's always putting on regular shows and performances throughout the year. And you also have the O'Galley Arts District, also known as EGAD, which is off the O'Galley Causeway between US 1 and the river. The section of Melbourne offers more shops, more restaurants, some great architect, and it's also home of some of the most creative and interesting murals in all of Brevard County. You definitely need to do a mural walk if you're going through EGAD. Melbourne has a third entertainment center that's also coming soon. It's recently been announced that we're going to have a Margaritaville on the Indian River just north of 192 on US 1. It's slated to be a 7-story, 146-room hotel with marina, and all the great entertainment that you see are centered around a Margaritaville. Construction starting in 2023, and hopefully it'll all be done by the end of 2024 so we can go and have our margaritas. And if you do have any questions about Melbourne or an upcoming move, I'd love to hear from you. Either drop a comment or send me a DM on any of these social media platforms. Are schools important to you? Whether you have kiddos or not, keeping an eye on the schools in the area that you plan on moving is probably a good thing to do. According to greatschools.org, Melbourne has some great schools in the area. Suntree, Longleaf, and Quest Elementary are some of the best in the county. West Shore Junior Senior High School is rated above average. Melbourne High and Lyndon B. Johnson are considered average schools, again, according to greatschools.org. So besides the elementary, junior high, and high schools that I just mentioned, the city of Melbourne also has an East Florida College campus on Wickham Road. Also attached to that campus is the King Center Performing Arts, which has regular performances and shows throughout the year and is a great place to see a play or a live band playing. I'm a fan of cities that have good parks, and if you want a city that has great parks, then Melbourne has a lot to offer. They have over 40 parks throughout the city that have the things that you expect to see in a park. You've got pavilions, you got playgrounds, you have tennis courts. City of Melbourne offers 2 municipal golf courses, one off of Lake Washington, the other off of 192, and they've recently redone all the greens on both of these courses. And they have one of the crown jewels of parks of all of Brevard County in Melbourne, Wickham Park. This is an amazing park that you should definitely go check out. It's 390 acres, they have campsites, they have pavilions, they have equestrian places for your horses, there are frisbee golf, there are running trails, there's a dog park, there's lakes if you wanted to go swimming, horseshoe pits, volleyball, archery. There's events in Wickham Park throughout the year, including the Strawberry Fest, and the Melbourne Art Show is at Wickham Park too. What's it going to cost to buy a house in Melbourne, Florida? I'm going to break down the 5 zip codes that they have. The sales information I'm pulling is from January through June 2022. The 32901, there were 180 single-family home sales ranging from $65,000 to $620,000. The median sales price was $310,000. Homes were built between 1939 and 2021 with the median year built of 1986. 32934 sold 133 single-family homes ranging from $225,000 to $1.2 million with the median sales price of $499,000. Homes sold were built between 1916 and 2022 with the median year built of 1994. In the 32935, there were 314 single-family homes ranging from $109,000 to $2.6 million with the median sales price of $299,000. The homes sold were built between 1910 and 2022 with the median year built of 1966. And the 32940 sold 437 single-family homes ranging from $205,000 to $4.4 million with the median sales price of $505,000. Homes sold were built between 1977 and 2022 with the median year built of 2002. And the 32903 is that little sliver of land off of the O'Galley Causeway beachside. There really isn't that much sales information there. Most of it are condos or townhomes, no single family home information really to speak of. I know making a move is a huge decision, especially if you're moving into an area you're not familiar with. I hope this video was a good introduction to you for Melbourne, Florida. And if you have any questions about an upcoming move, whether you're moving into the area or moving out of the area, I'm here to help. If you like this video and you haven't done so already, you should consider hitting that subscribe button. Plus, I'm queuing up 2 more videos right here for you to watch next. My name's Eric Larkin with Real Brokers. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see ya on the next show.